Are you trying to decide whether now is the time for you to make a purchase on a home? If that's you, you want to stick around and watch this video. This is Kasama Lee, your community realtor. So if you're thinking in the next 12 months, 2026, this might be the year that you want to get the keys to your home. You're wondering if this is the right time. You know, there are a lot of factors to consider, right? The current state of the economy, that's something you don't have control over. The interest rate, you don't have control over that either. The housing prices, not a lot in our control. It goes back to the state of the economy, the supply and the demand. Those things are the things that, yes, you should take into consideration, but instead of focusing on what you don't have control over, let's look at what you have control over. We need to focus on that first. As a matter of fact, those are the more important factors that will help you determine whether this year, 2026, is the year for you to become a homeowner. If you find this type of content valuable, you want to hit subscribe and the bell notification so you don't miss future videos. It also helps when you like and subscribe and share for this channel to continue to grow and get the content out to more people that could benefit from it. Thank you so much. According to the article in NerdWallet, it says, housing market trends give important context, but whether this is a good time to buy a house also depends on your financial situation, life goals, and readiness to become a homeowner. So we're gonna go through the 5 list of things that you should be asking yourself first. This is a self-audit. This is to see whether you are ready or not to be in the home buying arena this year, okay? Factor number 1, do you have a steady job? I can't tell you enough how important that is. During COVID in 2020, okay, a lot of people were getting laid off because, you know, the workplace could not afford to keep their employees because we were all sheltering in places. Well, that shifted a lot of buyers, pre-approved buyers, to become not approved buyers because they no longer have the employment. So you have to look at how steady and how established your employment is. As a matter of fact, I'm not a lender, so you need to double check this with your lender. Most lenders would like to see 2 years consecutive trend of the same type of work to establish stable employment. So you got to ask yourself, how established is your current job? Okay, is there a potential layoff? Is your income is a big part of it, depending on the overtime, because the lender will calculate all of that in, because overtime is not promised, right? But if your salary, if you get W-2, whatever your base salary is, that's typically what they're going to look at. Some lenders will be able to incorporate your overtime pay into it if there's a consistency to it. So employment is the one thing, first and foremost, that is very important in your loan pre-approval process. Factor number 2, have you figured out what you can afford? Affordability is so important. So what I typically will do is, once our client gets approved with a lender, I want them to make sure that they go through their budget and they understand what the monthly housing payments are going to be. And that includes principal, interest, tax, and insurance, not just principal and interest, because tax and insurance is part of the home monthly payments, the mortgage monthly payments, okay? So you need to make sure that you look at your budget and you see that this is actually a realistic number. Oftentimes what I see is a borrower will be approved for a much higher amount than what would be practical to them. That's common. It doesn't mean that you have to go to that limit. You can have your mortgage specialist work it backwards and say, okay, I don't want to spend any more than, let's say, for example, $4,500 a month, including principal, interest, tax, and insurance. Based on my down payment that I'm bringing in, whether it's 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever that may be for you. What would that buy me? What is my purchasing power? That's how you work it backwards. I hope that makes sense. Factor number 3, with all of this factored in, do you have emergency funds set aside? It's really important that if all else fails, or if something is, something unexpected happens, you do have emergency funds reserved and set aside. According to CNET, it states that you want to have a financial cushion that can cover several months of living expenses, including mortgage payments in case of unforeseen circumstances, such as job loss or medical emergencies. Factor number 4, how long do you plan to live there? See, it's really important that when you are purchasing a home, you have a short-term and long-term goal. For some people, they purchase a home, they're like, Kasama, this is our forever home. We're never moving, okay? Now, for some people, this is a starter home. It gets them into home ownership. Years down the road, they're gonna sell the house. They would have built equity, which is the difference between what the current market value is to what you owe. They're gonna bring that chunk of money out, put in as a down payment to buy them a larger home. For those of you, if this is a short-term hold for you, the magic number is 5 years. 5 years. You should plan to be in that home for 5 years so that you would have the ability to recoup your investment and then pick up hopefully the equity, the gain from it. According to National Association of Realtors, Dr. Lawrence Yun, the chief economist, he states that 5 years is a good, comfortable mark. If the price of your home appreciates considerably, then even 3 years would be fine. Now, I wouldn't recommend that. I feel like 3 years is pretty ambitious. I mean, I've seen it happen, and I have had clients that have reaped the benefit because somehow they pick up a property at the low of the market, and the market starts upswinging, and they end up, a tremendous gain in 3 years. But I wouldn't recommend that to be the standard rule. I would still say 5 years, it's a more conservative approach in allowing the equity of your home. Factor number 5. Do you have a trusted real estate agent in your corner? I say that not lightly. I say that from a professional real estate agent who has been in the industry for quite some time, having worked with real estate agents who, not all real estate agents are made the same. And I'm just sharing this with you with transparency that it's really important that you have a competent, experienced real estate agent in your corner, because the market and the negotiation and all the moving pieces that happens before the day that you get the keys to the house, a lot of things can happen. And it's really, really important that you've done your interview, that you receive a referral, that you have vetted, that you have talked to the referrals, you read their reviews, make sure that it's a real estate agent that is equipped and has the expertise to take you all the way to the finish line so that you can have the least amount of stress. You can have the ability to anticipate what's coming around the corner, and you shouldn't be left in the dark. And for you to be surprised at the signing table and not knowing what was happening, it's really important to have an expert team of real estate agent and lender. Typically, the lender will be referred to you by your trusted real estate agent. I cannot stress that enough, because that can be a difference between night and day in your home buying experience. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thanks for watching.